What's up, guys? This is Mark from DSG, and first of all, I just want to say thank you all you guys because I've gotten to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo! And my next stop is 5,000. However long that takes, who knows? Anyway, let's get into the video. So, um, basically, what I want to do is I want to do this video on understanding your defect rate, your eBay defect rate, because a few of you guys who's come through DSG and a few of you guys who have commented on the YouTube channel have even gone has either gone below standard and stopped drop shipping or got a stealth account or whatever or like just the defect rate is very important. A lot of you guys just don't understand it. So I figured I'll do after doing 200 something videos, I'm finally doing this one. So let's get into it. Let me start wasting your time. So eBay drop shipping, understanding your defect rate on eBay. So basically speaking, your defect rate is the number of transactions, the number of sales that you guys have done that eBay deems defective, right? This has nothing to do with your seller feedback. Your seller feedback has a lot less weight right now on eBay, and it's been like that for about a year. But your defect rate is something that you have to understand is very important. But luckily, there are only two things that affect the eBay defect rate, right? So what are these two things? The two things are this long thing: the eBay money back guarantee, PayPal purchase, blah, cases, basically cases. And I'll go into how it affects you and what you could do in a second. But the only two things that affect your defect rate are cases and seller initiated transaction cancellations, right? Those of you guys who worry about feedback and say that you have 100% feedback means almost nothing right now. It's just, I'll do a video now. But anyway, next. So, the money back guarantee, blah, blah. So, in order to, an item, one of the two things that deems an item defective is when you have a case that is opened by a buyer and eBay or PayPal has to step in and close that case for you, right? These percentages here, the 0.3% and blah, 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 that is just the percentage that eBay wants you to keep. So out of all your transactions, they want less than 0.3% of those transactions with a case that was open, they have to close. But basically speaking, if there's a case that was open in your account, it is your responsibility to fucking close it. Like there's no reason. I've said this in a previous video, about top rated seller. There's no reason that a case should be opened by a buyer and eBay or PayPal has to close it, right? You should be on that. Like you have days, like I want to say like 4 to 7 days. I can't remember. You Google that shit, but you have, like, I don't even think about it because I try to deal with cases as soon as they come. Regular messages and that kind of stuff, we deal with it on time, right? Like I try to answer all messages within 24 hours. But those of you guys who just don't like customer service, cases, you have to answer them. You have to get them closed immediately. What is a late delivery, uploaded tracking? What is an item not described? Offer partial refund. But there's no fucking reason a case should go in where eBay should close it. Fuck. So this is basically what I went through. So to avoid defects, basically you have to close cases yourself. There's no way around it. Get the shit closed, get the customer satisfied or relatively satisfied, and don't allow eBay to come in and have to close it for you. So the second thing that that affects your makes a transaction defective. Sorry guys, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. That makes a transaction defective is when you, the seller, cancels a transaction. That generally only happens, and I'll explain everything in a second. That generally only happens if someone buys an item and it goes out of stock, or if someone buys an item and the price went up and your price tracking didn't track it on time, so you don't want to go and ship that item to the customer, right? This is not when someone buys an item and then they mess you right up and say, hey, I don't want the item anymore. So let me just show you real quick what this cancellation is about. Okay, so if you come when you cancel an item, let's say you cancel an item. So you go into hit cancel order, I'm not going to actually cancel this order, right? But I'm just showing you guys. Right. So when you canceling the order, you have to choose the reason, right? Item out of stock or damage, the buyer asks to cancel. Every single time you guys cancel a fucking order, it should be the buyer asks to cancel, right? You should never choose this because this is like kryptonite. This is like drugs, right? This is what's going to screw up your business. You want to touch this, the buyer asks to cancel your order. And let me explain. Say if item goes out of stock, I mentioned this before. I will put I'll put the the script in description. So if someone buys an item from you and it's out of stock or the price went up and the um the price went up and you don't want to ship it, you should never just tell eBay, okay, it was out of stock, blah, blah, blah. Right? So there's a script. So to avoid having to cancel yourself, there are two things you could do. Generally, what I do is I send the buyer a message, hey, let's say it's a TV, because I sell a decent amount of TVs that ship from Walmart, right? Hey, I apologize. We have these TVs in stock, but we got a high percent of complaints from previous buyers. I want to know if I could offer you another item in place of that, or if you just don't want the TV anymore. But what I want to do is I'm trying to make sure that all my buyers are satisfied. So this is why I'm skeptical about shipping you this, blah, blah, blah. Make it sound nice, right? You want to turn it on them. You don't want to choose to cancel the transaction. I will post that script in the description, but generally that's what I do. I send them that script, and if they say, okay, forget about it, cancel, then I go cancel, choose buyer, cancel, right? Some of the times, and I talk from my experience, I've had experience where, let's say, SKU grid or whatever tracking you're using doesn't work, right? And it sells like 7 items. And I don't want to take the chance. So remember, eBay, over time, technology and eBay's goal is to get better, right? So some of the times, and this is not to scare you guys, a small percentage of the times, eBay may catch one of the cancellations where you chose, the buyer chose to cancel it because of the communication, some of the times. So the old school way, what we used to do a couple of years ago, is instead of like communicating with the buyer, and then when the buyer decides they want their money back, I would just send the money directly to their PayPal account. I wouldn't hit refund. I wouldn't hit cancel. I'll just send them the money. And that is only in extreme cases. Like, let's say I have one item that sold 7 times and out of stock. I might do 4 of them the cancellation. 3 of them just send them the money just for my own paranoia. And I know you will lose the PayPal fees, you'll lose the eBay fees, but you're not gonna fucking lose your business. So I'm just giving you the options, and I give you what I do. I can't tell you exactly what you can do in your business. It's your choice, but I'm telling you what I do to ensure that I don't lose my business and it preserves my eBay dropshipping business, right? So that's the 2 main ways you can ensure that you don't get these cancellations. So basically, in conclusion, eBay has made it very easy to not get defects. You shouldn't fucking let your account go below standard. When it goes below standard, it is very difficult to get above standard. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for your time, guys. Love you guys. Love, be loved, travel the world, make that money. Look in the description for training. I have a free 1-hour training. In the description, I have joined the DSU team. We have like 3 or 4 more spaces. Someone joined us and someone left. So we have 3 or 4. We're playing around like 100 people. And yeah, peace. Later. Happy holidays. And thank you for getting me to 1,000 subs.